with Fred at the Marshall Space Flight Center, and we're going to talk about some rockets and what he does with his work.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
I'm so glad we got to build some rockets today. It was a lot of fun. But you said you had a couple of questions for me about rockets.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been studying rockets?
Oh, well, I started building rockets when I was in elementary school. So what grade are you in? Fifth, right about that age, right about your age. I started building little rockets, and then I got bigger rockets and bigger rockets, and now I built some really big rockets, kind of as a hobby, but I also get to work with rockets for my job, so it's a lot of fun.
Why do you like rockets?
Well, don't you like rockets?
Yes.
The rockets are fun. I enjoy rockets because, for one, it's a perfect example of Newton's laws of motion, and I really enjoy physics, as well as the hobby of rocketry. I like building rockets that have big flames, big fire, and fly really fast and high, and go up in the sky.
How high was the highest rocket that you built?
That's a good question. The highest any of my rockets have gone is about 9,600 feet, but I plan on flying a little higher than that sometime soon.
How tall has your rockets been?
Well, my biggest rocket that I built was 12 foot 6 inches, about. And that's the one that flew 9,600 feet. It flew on an N motor, which is a really big motor. Motor's about as tall as you are. And it went pretty high, and I want to fly that one again with an even bigger motor.
Have any of your rockets ever been in movies?
Well, that's a strange question. But yes, they filmed. I work for Marshall Space Flight Center, and my office is here at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, and they filmed the movie Space Warriors here at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center a couple years ago, and I was lucky enough to work with them and help them launch some rockets in the movie, and they used one of my bigger rockets in the movie. So I'm actually in the movie here and there, and my name's in the credits, and it was a really fun experience. I got to work with some big Hollywood actors and actresses. Mira Sorvino, have you ever heard of her? A little before your time. And there were some other actors, children actors that were in there. It was really a lot of fun.
What motor did you use?
Well, we didn't actually launch the rocket for the movie. They just made it look like we launched it. So they used computer animation to make it look like we launched the rocket that day, because there were people standing about 4 feet away from the rocket, which isn't safe in real life. So we needed to stand about 1,000 feet away from the rocket to launch it safely, and we were too close. So we didn't launch it that day, but when I did launch that rocket, we launched it with an N motor.
Have you used any motors bigger than an N motor?
I would love to, but I can't afford to buy any motors bigger than an N motor. Those particular motors cost $500 to $800 a piece for one use. So I haven't gotten a chance to yet, but I'd like to. Would you want to buy me one?
Yes.
Cool. All right. I'll take you up on that.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I really enjoyed it. And next week we'll finish our rockets and we're going to go out and launch them. So thanks for coming by.
Wow, that is a big rocket. How high does it go?
Oh, that's a really good question. We were talking about rocket motors before, and I said I flew one with an N motor. Well, this one flies with a K motor, so it's a little bit smaller motor, but it went 5,600 feet, so over a mile high. And
Down.
oh, well, it actually took about 3 minutes to come down or so. And what happens is we've got flight computers in here that are checking the altitude like 20 times a second, so all just basically constantly. And the flight computers watch for the rocket to turn over, so it gets up to apogee and it turns over, and then it breaks apart, and a little parachute comes out right here in the middle, and it flies down to, well, it comes down towards the ground at 100 feet per second, and then when it gets to 500 feet from ground level, then it opens up again and a big parachute comes out, and it comes down a lot slower so that it doesn't hurt anybody, and that the parachute or the rocket doesn't get hurt when it hits the ground. So it took about 3 minutes to come down from 1 mile, 5,600 feet, basically.